I think it's in the broader interest of the country that he step aside. I think it will help the investigation. Certainly, we have the Senate probe. I think this will reduce the tension on the House probe, and I think it's good for America. Let's probe it, and let's really get to the bottom of what he did and when he did it.
Katie, what's your view on this, and also in the context of the president's comments from yesterday about he believes that Susan Rice committed a crime here?
Right. Well, I think we have to say that the committee is in good hands with Congressman Mike Conaway, and Trey Gowdy, who's obviously a former prosecutor, is also going to step up and take a big role here. But in terms of backing Nunes, I'm sure the White House will come out shortly with a statement saying they have full confidence in him. You heard Paul Ryan just now saying he still trusts him. This, to me, looks like Democrats on the Hill, lawmakers on the Hill, both in the Senate and in the House, went to these left-wing groups that Nunes cites in his statement and said, well, we called for his resignation. Chuck Schumer called for his resignation. Nancy Pelosi called for his resignation, stepping aside from this committee. He refused to do it. So to me, it looks like some Democrats on the Hill got in touch with these groups and said, why don't you file this ethics complaint that would force him to step aside?
And they did it, Bill and Shannon, they did it right when the Susan Rice she's given 3 different answers to her dissembling on this topic. They did it right on top of it. It's
listen,
on purpose.
I mean, the point about Democrats getting a short-term victory here is well taken when you think about Jeff Sessions recusing himself, and now this. I mean, they're having success on it, nibbling away. Thanks to all 3 of you, Doug Schoen, Matthew Schlapp, and Katie Pavlich. Thank you. 10 minutes past. Shannon,
yeah, we've got a whole lot more on the breaking news this morning, so we're going to stay with all of that. House Intelligence Committee chairs, we've been talking about Devin Nunes announcing he's stepping away from the Russia probe, at least temporarily. Judge Andrew Napolitano will be here live to weigh in next. breaking news this morning on Capitol Hill. Ranking member Adam Schiff of the House Intelligence Committee. We expect him maybe there at that live stakeout position you see there. He may come out and address reporters on brand new news that the man who chairs the House Intelligence Committee, Devin Nunes, is temporarily stepping down. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll take you there. News breaks. In the meantime, Judge Andrew Napolitano is the Fox News senior judicial analyst and joins us now live. So we had so many things already we were going to talk to you about. Now we have a whole new batch here. But let's talk about the fact that this is a big move for him to step aside and say, I'm going to let other investigators do this on the committee while I handle these ethics issues, which, again, it's an office that anybody can go and file a claim. It's generally a little bit more quick than a congressional investigation you'd think of.
You're right. There's no screening for the claim. And so the people who filed a claim against him are not other members of Congress. They're outside advocacy groups. But think about this. If an outside advocacy group on either side of the aisle, liberal or conservative, Republican or Democrat, progressive or libertarian, could file a complaint against any member of Congress it wants and disable that member from doing her or his job, that's not really a healthy way for the government to operate. This is a reason that Republicans in the House wanted to tamp down the authority of this group that receives these complaints and receives all of them, even if there's no basis for them. Having said that, we haven't seen the complaint. I believe that Congressman Nunes is a man of honor, and he wanted to avoid even the appearance of an impropriety, so he wants to resolve this and then return to the chairmanship of the committee. But I would argue the more important investigation is what the FBI is doing. Is the FBI investigating Susan Rice, for example? Because the FBI knows how to get information from the CIA and the NSA, whether they want to cough it up or not.
Yeah, because we talked about that a little bit in the commercial, that there are allegations, and our reporting has shown that there are there's some hesitancy from some of the intelligence community groups to actually help us and hand over the information. The FBI says it is helping. The NSA says it's complying. But there are investigators and House and Senate sources who say they're not.
You know, there's always been, I shouldn't say always, there was a long-standing rivalry between investigators for the Senate and House Intelligence Committees and the Intelligence Committee members themselves. Do you remember 2 years ago when the CIA was spying on the staff of the Senate Intelligence Committee, and they in turn were spying on the CIA? And Senator Feinstein, to her credit, revealed all of this on the floor of the Senate, because the American public is entitled to know. So you have that kind of a rivalry there. One of the reasons the intelligence community doesn't want to cooperate, or often doesn't want to cooperate fully with the FBI, is they don't want to admit that they have this stuff. Because some of it is not exactly obtained consistent with what the public believes the law is.
All right, we're looking live again here as we expect that the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, may come to that mic. In fact, I think that he is on his way there. Appears he is coming down the hallway. Of course, he's going to, we would think, address the news that his partner in this, the man who chairs the committee, is stepping aside, at least temporarily. Let's listen in.
Before I go vote, with respect to the chairman's decision to step aside from the Russia investigation, I just want to express my appreciation for what the chairman decided to do. I'm sure it was a very difficult decision for him, but as he mentioned, I think it is in the best interest of the investigation. It will, I think, allow us to have a fresh start moving forward. I look forward to working with Mr. Conaway. This, I think, investigation is of such critical importance that we need to get fully back on track. It is, I think, worth noting that the investigation never went into hiatus. We've been continuing to develop our witness lists, to work out some of the logistics in terms of how we bring people before the committee, what the process will be. We continue to go through the documents. As I understand it now, the materials that the chairman viewed at the White House that I subsequently viewed are now being made available to the full committee. I think that's a very positive step as well. So I do want to say I look forward to continuing to work with the chairman on the whole range of other issues that our committee has to deal with. We have, I think, worked together very well on a range of other issues, and obviously the Russia investigation is important, but there are a whole host of other issues the committee deals with on a daily basis, including of course, some of the preeminent threats to the country posed by al-Qaeda, by ISIS, North Korea, Iran, the challenge posed by China, among others. So a lot of continuing and important work to do. I look forward to working with the chairman on those issues. I look forward to working with Mr. Conaway and the other committee members as well in the investigation going forward. And have great admiration and respect for Mr. Conaway, and I look forward to our continued work on that together. And I thank you.
Mr. Schiff, when did Mr. Nunes tell you about it?
Okay, no further comment there. But I will say we got a written statement as well from Congressman Adam Schiff, the ranking member on House Intel. And he ended it by saying we have a fresh opportunity to move forward in the unified and nonpartisan way that an investigation of this seriousness demands, sounding like even though the Democrats may be happy that they got Devin Nunes off of this investigation for now, maybe it is a chance to reset and take away the criticism that it was going to be done in a partisan manner. Bill?
Shannon, thank you. While that continues to work its way through the Capitol, this story does as well. This is the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on a significant day for the U.S. Senate. Moments